President Joe Biden knows a surprising truth about America. 8 states remain almost deserted, despite the country's vast population of over 330 million. These states, rich in natural beauty and breathtaking landscapes, are nearly empty. But why? The reasons are more shocking than you might think. Some face brutal winters, with temperatures so low they can freeze your breath instantly. Others are so isolated that the nearest hospital or grocery store is hours away, making daily life a struggle. Imagine living in a place where you're miles from the nearest neighbor and where help is always a distant hope. The numbers are startling. Less than 1 million people in each state, some with barely 500,000. Young people are leaving these areas rapidly, seeking better opportunities elsewhere. What's left are aging communities and towns slowly fading into silence. As we explore these 8 empty states, we'll uncover the real reasons behind their dwindling populations. What drives people away, and what could ever bring them back? Stay tuned to discover which states are losing residents the fastest and what this means for their future. Number 8. Maine. Maine, the northeasternmost state in the U.S., is known for its rugged coastline, dense forests, and cold winters. While it's a state of breathtaking beauty, with its famous pine trees and glacial lakes, it remains sparsely populated with just over 1.3 million residents. Most people who live in Maine are clustered in the southern part or along the coast, where the climate is milder and the land more fertile. But as you move inland and further north, the population thins out dramatically. Why is this the case? The primary reason is Maine's harsh winters. Northern Maine, in particular, experiences long, brutal winters that can last from November through April. Temperatures can plummet well below freezing, and heavy snowfall is common. The winters are not just cold, but are also long and dark, with some areas receiving as little as 5 hours of daylight during the peak of winter. This makes daily life incredibly challenging. Roads can become impassable due to snow, and heating costs can skyrocket, making it an unappealing place for many, especially younger people seeking more comfortable climates. Maine's economy also plays a significant role in its low population density. The state has historically relied on industries like fishing, forestry, and small-scale agriculture, which have been declining over the years. There are few large companies or high-paying job opportunities, and many young people leave the state after high school or college in search of better employment options in more urban areas. The remaining population is older, and as these residents retire, there are not enough younger people moving in to replace them. Additionally, Maine is one of the most rural states in the country, with vast areas of untouched forest covering about 89% of its land. This makes it difficult to develop infrastructure, such as roads, schools, and hospitals, in these remote areas. Living far from urban centers means fewer amenities, longer commutes, and limited access to services, which further discourages people from settling in these parts of the state. For many, the idea of living in a place where the nearest neighbor might be miles away simply isn't appealing. In summary, Maine's cold, long winters, limited economic opportunities, and rural nature contribute to its sparse population. While the state is a beautiful place to visit, with its charming coastal towns and natural landscapes, living there year-round is a challenge that many people choose to avoid. Number 7. Montana. Montana, often called Big Sky Country, is famous for its stunning landscapes, which include vast plains, towering mountains, and beautiful national parks like Glacier and Yellowstone. Despite its immense size, Montana has a population of just over 1 million people, making it one of the least densely populated states in the U.S. But what makes this large and beautiful state so empty? One major reason is its geography. Montana is larger than Japan, yet it has a fraction of its population. Much of the state is made up of rugged terrain that is difficult to settle and develop. The eastern part of Montana is covered with flat, open plains that stretch as far as the eye can see, while the western part is dominated by the Rocky Mountains. This vast open land may look beautiful, but it's also harsh and unwelcoming to most people. Winters are extremely cold, with temperatures often dropping well below freezing, and some areas experience snow for most of the year. These severe weather conditions can make daily life difficult and unpredictable. Economic opportunities in Montana are also limited. The state's economy relies heavily on agriculture, mining, and tourism, industries that don't provide as many jobs as tech or manufacturing sectors. The largest city, Billings, has a population of around 100,000, and there are few other significant urban centers. Many young people leave the state to pursue higher education or job opportunities in larger cities elsewhere in the country, leading to a brain drain effect where the state's most educated residents move away and do not return. Montana's isolation is another factor. Many of its small towns are hours away from the nearest city, and even the state's larger towns are relatively far from each other. This makes accessing services, healthcare, and amenities challenging for residents, particularly in emergencies. For many, the idea of living in such isolation, where even a trip to the grocery store can be a significant journey, is not attractive. Overall, Montana's harsh weather, limited job market, and geographic isolation make it a less desirable place for many people to live. While it offers stunning natural beauty and a slower pace of life that some people appreciate, for many, the challenges outweigh the benefits. Number 6. North Dakota. North Dakota, located in the northern plains of the U.S., is one of the least populated states, with fewer than 800,000 residents spread across its vast territory. Known for its cold winters, wide open spaces, and a predominantly rural landscape, North Dakota faces several challenges that contribute to its sparse population. The state experiences some of the harshest weather in the lower 48 states. Winters are long and extremely cold, with temperatures often falling below zero. Snow and ice can cover the ground for months, making travel and daily activities difficult. In addition to cold winters, the state also faces hot, humid summers and frequent severe weather, including thunderstorms and flooding. These weather extremes can make life in North Dakota challenging, especially in remote areas where services and amenities are already limited. Economically, North Dakota has traditionally relied on agriculture and energy production, particularly oil. While the oil boom of the early 2000s brought a surge of jobs and growth, this was not sustainable long-term, and many jobs were temporary or required specialized skills that not everyone possesses. The recent decline in oil prices and production has also affected the state's economy, leading to job losses and economic uncertainty. Another factor contributing to North Dakota's low population density is its isolation. The state is far from major urban centers, and its towns and cities are few and far between. This geographic isolation can make accessing healthcare, education, and other essential services challenging, especially for those living in more remote areas. The sparse population also means fewer social and recreational opportunities, making it less appealing for younger people and families. Moreover, North Dakota's landscape, characterized by vast plains and rolling hills, is not ideal for large-scale urban development. This limits the growth of cities and towns and makes it difficult to attract new residents. The combination of harsh weather, economic challenges, and geographic isolation contributes to North Dakota remaining one of the most sparsely populated states in the country. Number 5. Vermont. Vermont, known for its picturesque landscapes, small towns, and rolling green hills, is one of the smallest states in the U.S. in both size and population. With just about 640,000 residents, Vermont has a rural charm that attracts visitors, but does not always keep them. Despite its beauty and appeal to tourists, Vermont remains one of the least populated states. Why is that? One of the main reasons is its rural character. Over 60% of Vermont's population lives in small towns and rural areas, with no large cities to attract a significant population. The state capital, Montpelier, is the smallest capital city in the U.S., with fewer than 8,000 residents. Most towns in Vermont are even smaller, lacking the economic opportunities and amenities found in larger urban areas. This rural setting limits job opportunities, especially in industries that typically attract a younger workforce, such as technology and manufacturing. Vermont also faces significant challenges with its aging population. It has one of the highest median ages in the country, with many young people leaving for better job prospects and more vibrant social scenes in larger cities. This trend has left Vermont with a predominantly older population, impacting local economies and social services. Schools are closing due to a lack of students, and businesses struggle to find young workers, further driving down the population growth. Additionally, the state's geography and climate play a role in its low population density. Vermont's winters are long and cold, with heavy snowfall that can make travel and daily life difficult. While this is ideal for skiing and winter sports, it can be a deterrent for year-round residents who prefer milder climates. The state's hilly terrain also makes large-scale development challenging, limiting the expansion of urban areas. Overall, Vermont's combination of rural isolation, limited economic opportunities, an aging population, and challenging winters contributes to its status as one of the least populated states. While it remains a beautiful and peaceful place to live, these factors make it less appealing for those seeking more dynamic and diverse living environments. Number 4. South Dakota. South Dakota, located in the heart of the Great Plains, is known for its rolling prairies, the Black Hills, and famous landmarks like Mount Rushmore. Despite its natural beauty and historic sites, South Dakota remains sparsely populated with just under 900,000 residents. But why do so few people live in this state? The weather is a significant factor. South Dakota experiences harsh winters with temperatures that can drop well below freezing and frequent snowstorms that can make travel hazardous. The cold season is long, and the weather can be unpredictable, which makes daily life challenging. Summers can be hot and dry, but the state also faces severe weather like thunderstorms, hail, and tornadoes. These extremes make it difficult for many people, especially those who are not used to such conditions, to consider it a comfortable place to live. Economically, South Dakota is heavily dependent on agriculture, tourism, and small-scale industries. The state's economy does not provide the wide range of job opportunities that are available in larger urban centers. Most of its residents live in small towns or rural areas where job prospects are limited, especially for young professionals or those seeking careers in technology, finance, or other high-demand sectors. The largest city, Sioux Falls, has a population of around 200,000, but outside of this area, opportunities are sparse. South Dakota's geography also contributes to its low population density. The state is largely rural, with vast stretches of open plains and few urban centers. This means longer distances between towns and cities, making access to services like healthcare and education more difficult. The rural nature also limits social and recreational opportunities, which can make the state less attractive to younger people and families. Moreover, South Dakota's low cost of living is both a draw and a drawback. While it makes the state affordable, it also reflects the lack of economic development and high-paying jobs. The population is aging, and young people often move away after finishing school, seeking better opportunities in other states. This outmigration leaves behind a smaller, older population, which continues to shrink as more young people leave and fewer new residents move in. Number 3. Wyoming. Wyoming is the least populated state in the U.S., with just over 580,000 residents. Known for its rugged landscapes, including Yellowstone National Park, the Grand Tetons, and vast plains, Wyoming offers breathtaking scenery, but remains largely empty. What makes Wyoming so sparsely populated? One of the primary reasons is its challenging weather and geography. Wyoming experiences some of the most severe weather in the country. Winters are long and harsh, with heavy snowfall, icy winds, and freezing temperatures that can last well into spring. The state also has hot, dry summers with little rainfall, making it difficult for large-scale agriculture outside of specific areas. The harsh weather conditions deter many from settling in the state, especially those who prefer more moderate climates. Wyoming's economy is another reason for its low population. The state is heavily reliant on natural resource extraction, such as mining, oil, and gas, as well as agriculture and tourism. These industries do not provide the same level of economic diversity or job opportunities as more urbanized states. Many of the jobs in these sectors are also seasonal or specialized, which limits employment options for residents. The lack of large cities means fewer opportunities for businesses, healthcare, education, and other essential services. The state's vast and open geography further contributes to its low population density. Wyoming is characterized by large stretches of uninhabited land, including mountains, deserts, and grasslands. This makes it difficult to develop infrastructure and connect communities. The isolation can be a significant barrier for many, especially when access to essential services requires long-distance travel. For some, this remoteness is a draw, offering privacy and a quiet lifestyle, but for many others, it is a significant deterrent. Additionally, Wyoming has a high rate of outmigration, especially among younger people. Many young residents leave the state to pursue education and careers in more urbanized areas with more diverse opportunities. This brain drain contributes to a shrinking population and limits the growth and development of local communities. As the population ages, the number of new residents moving into the state remains low, keeping the overall population numbers stagnant or declining. Number 2. Alaska. Alaska, the largest state in the U.S., is a land of extremes. Covering over 663,000 square miles, it is nearly twice the size of Texas, but has a population of only about 730,000 people. Despite its vast size and natural beauty, Alaska remains one of the least populated states. What makes Alaska so empty? The primary reason is its extreme weather and remote location. Alaska is known for its long, harsh winters with temperatures that can drop as low as 40 degrees Fahrenheit or lower in some areas. The state experiences long periods of darkness during the winter months, with some regions seeing only a few hours of daylight each day. These harsh conditions make it difficult for people to live in many parts of the state, especially in remote areas where access to supplies and services is limited. Alaska's isolation from the rest of the U.S. also contributes to its sparse population. Many parts of the state are accessible only by plane or boat, and the road network is limited. This isolation makes it challenging to develop infrastructure and connect communities. The high cost of transporting goods and services adds to the cost of living, which is significantly higher than in the lower 48 states. These factors make it difficult for residents to access basic amenities, healthcare, and education, further deterring people from moving to or staying in Alaska. Economically, Alaska relies heavily on oil, fishing, and tourism. While these industries provide jobs, they are also subject to fluctuations and are not as diverse as those in more populous states. Many jobs are seasonal, and the remote nature of much of the work requires specialized skills or a willingness to work in challenging conditions. This lack of economic diversity and stability means fewer opportunities for residents, particularly for those looking for careers outside of these industries. Furthermore, Alaska has a higher cost of living than many other states, partly due to its isolation and the need to import most goods. Housing, utilities, and groceries are more expensive, making it less affordable for many people to live there. The combination of harsh weather, isolation, high living costs, and limited economic opportunities keeps Alaska's population low. Number 1. New Mexico. New Mexico, located in the southwestern United States, is known for its desert landscapes, rich Native American history, and vibrant cultural heritage. Despite its size and natural beauty, New Mexico has a population of just over 2 million, making it one of the least densely populated states. Why is New Mexico so sparsely populated? One reason is its harsh climate. Much of New Mexico is desert, characterized by hot, dry summers and cold winters, particularly in higher elevations. The state also experiences significant droughts and has limited water resources, which can make agriculture challenging and restricts urban development. The weather can be extreme, with temperatures soaring in the summer and dropping significantly at night or in winter, creating a less hospitable environment for year-round living. Economically, New Mexico faces several challenges. The state has one of the highest poverty rates in the country, and its economy has struggled to diversify beyond traditional sectors like oil and gas, agriculture, and tourism. Many areas in the state lack the infrastructure and resources to support large-scale industries, leading to limited job opportunities. This lack of economic diversity and job stability drives many young people to seek opportunities elsewhere, contributing to a stagnant or declining population. Geographically, New Mexico is vast and largely rural, with much of its land area covered by deserts, mountains, and arid plains. The population is concentrated in a few urban centers, like Albuquerque and Santa Fe, While large portions of the state remain largely undeveloped, the sparse population makes it challenging to build and maintain infrastructure, such as roads, schools, and hospitals, especially in remote areas. Additionally, New Mexico's social and cultural landscape is unique, with a significant portion of its population living in small, traditional communities that may not appeal to everyone. The state's Native American and Hispanic heritage, while rich and diverse, may not align with the cultural preferences of all potential residents, limiting its appeal to a broader population. Combined with its economic challenges, remote location, and harsh climate, these factors contribute to New Mexico's low population density. And there you have it, the reasons why these 8 states remain so sparsely populated despite their vast beauty and unique charm. Each state tells a story of challenges and opportunities, showing us how geography, weather, and economic factors shape where we live. If you found this exploration interesting, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into fascinating topics like this. Let us know in the comments which state surprised you the most or where you would consider living. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for our next video.